Hey, we are here with another video, and in this video we are basically going to be building our own messenger clone, right? So we want to be able to build our messenger application. We should be able to create groups, talk with friends, add friends and everything. And we're basically going to be doing this using NextJS 15. So let's not waste too much time and get started. So the first thing is you want to make sure that you've initialized your repository, right? So I have like this, let me close that, this Next.js documentation. So yeah, these are basically some of the things we need to get started. But yeah, you need to make sure that you have initialized your repository. You've created your repository, then you copy your code, you come and then you clone it inside your VS Code or Keza. I'm using the Keza code editor because like it has the AI and everything, makes things fast. But yeah, that's basically it. Okay, so let's start by installing or running the Next.js command. So we'll say npx create next app, right, at latest. Then we say TypeScript. We want to make sure that it's TypeScript. TypeScript, yeah, so TypeScript, and then tailwind. Then when we are done, we'll hit enter. Then we are going to be asked a few questions. Just follow through and we should be able to get our project started. So it's basically going to ask us for it's going to say that do we want to add like this, create Next.js app 15 and then we select Y, and then we keep installing, and then it will ask us a few more questions. So I'm going to wait a bit, or let me just pause it, then when it's ready I'll just resume. Okay, so apparently it didn't ask me that because I already have the Next.js 15 on my machine. So it's just asking me for the project name, and then for the project name you can give it any name, right? We can give ours neurofeed messenger if we want. I mean, it doesn't change anything, so you can say neurofeed messenger, hit enter. Says ESLint, yes. Do you want to code inside the SRC? No. App router, yes. Turbo pack, let's go with the normal webpack. Yes, we want the import alias, we want that. And yeah, so for this one we just hit enter, and then it will quickly create this really cool boilerplate over here, and then it would install the dependencies accordingly, right? So what I'm going to quickly do is, let me just pause the video, and then once the dependencies are fully installed, we'll move on to basically do some cleanups. Okay, so we can see that the packages have been installed successfully, and so we want to first of all cd into our neurofeed messenger, and then we would say npm run dev. Then it's going to start the, okay, so it says port 3000 is in use. Yeah, it actually is. So let's just use so I'll just hold control and click on the localhost 3001, and it should open it up inside the browser for us. So if we go inside the browser, we'll see it open up over here. Okay, so you can see this is basically the boilerplate that we have, but we don't need all this, right? So what we are going to do is we can just put this on the side, then okay, I want it to be arranged uniformly. So I'll just, okay, nice. So now that we have this all worked out, the first thing that we want to take into consideration is the cleanups. Okay, so what are we going to do? Let's first of all go to our app folder here. This is basically where, so in this folder you can see that we have the layouts.tsx and we have the page.tsx, right? So what we can do is we can just come here, clean all this, and then just start with a div, and then inside the div we can just enter this p tag, enter some random text, right? And yeah, some random class name, and then also like a random text, just so we can test that our stuff is actually working. Then let's remove this next image so that we don't get that error. Okay, so we are done removing that thing at the top there. The next thing we want to do is we want to basically go to the layouts.tsx and do some cleanups there too as well. Okay, so first of all, I don't think we need this local font, so we can just remove that, remove all this too as well. We can just use the Google fonts, right? Then what we want to do right now is, you see the title here, you see the title that we have here, we can easily just change that. So you see that the previous title we had was create next app, right? So for the title here we can just say neural feed messenger, and you should see that it would, we have to save. Yeah, so you can see, okay, yeah, we are going to get an error, but we'll fix that immediately. So neural feed messenger, then we can make the description to neural feed messenger. Then you see this part, let's quickly add like some random Google font. So just say import inter from Google Fonts, from the next Google Fonts, right? So import inter from the next /Google Fonts, so /font/Google, right? Then right after that we'll come here, we'll come into the class name here, right? And then we'll say we want to set it to what, inter.classname, right? So because of the new code editor that I'm using, the Kesa code editor and the AI, it can predict what I'm trying to put in there. So I just have to hit the tab key, and then it automatically fills out, right? But I mean, some of you are not using it, so let's just type it out. So inter.class name, right? Then right after that we just save and everything should be fine. So you can see this is basically the stylings that we applied. In case maybe you don't believe, we can just come and say color. See, the color should be like blue 500, sorry, text blue 500. Yes, yeah, it's been a while I used Tailwind, so text blue 500. See that it has changed. Now the second thing, or the next thing that we want to work on, is we want to go to the global.css and then clean it up. So we'll just remove this part of it, and we'll leave the Tailwind because we want to use Tailwind in our project. And then the next thing we are going to do is we're going to say HTML, then we are going to take the body too as well, right? And then we are going to take it, the root, then inside the root we just set the height to 100%. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So right after doing that, our project should look something like this. Then right after that we need to go to our tailwind config.ts, and then let's remove whatever is inside this extend object, right? So it just becomes this simple thing here. Okay, and yeah, that's basically it for the first part of this video. We are just setting up our project so that we can be able to use it. And so yeah, that's basically it for this project. So hopefully I'll see you in the next one.